Grimsby town station is protected by level crossings at each end of the station. Here a Metro Camel Class 101 arrives from the west over Wellowgate crossing. The station is extremely well kept. During the filming of these early evening scenes, platforms were swept and edges whitewashed. Note the adapted brush for the whitewashing. At the east end of the station is Garden Street crossing, still featuring manually operated gates. Pastor Street box at the Cleethorpes end will operate this crossing with closed-circuit TV when it loses its gates. Another DMU arrives with a Cleethorpes to Lincoln train. The service on this section of the line is particularly good. In addition to Lincoln trains, DMUs operate to Doncaster and Barton-on-Humber. As the DMU departs, we see the Grimsby Docks pilot stabled overnight in town station. Grimsby is only served by one locomotive haul train and one HST a day. Here, 1E47, the 15:45 departure from Liverpool Lime Street, enters the station over Wellowgate Crossing. Some doubt exists over BR retaining the HST service to King's Cross when Doncaster is electrified. The provincial sector is likely to introduce sprinters to connect with the East Coast main line for a faster trip to the capital. Grimsby must be unique in having 4 crossings within a mile, all still operated by signal boxes, and 3 of which retain gates. Moving westwards, we come to Friargate Crossing, which, together with Littlefield Lane Box, seen in rail scene 12, is due for closure when automatic barriers are installed later this year. A sprinter enters Grimsby from the west. Marsh Junction is suitably named. The signal box is situated in the middle of a triangle, surrounded with reeds. Courtesy of British Rail Eminent, we recorded these scenes in some of the area's many boxes. Still a fully manual box, Marsh Junction, as well as being a block post for the passenger line, controls trains into Grimsby's docks and the ex-Great Central route to Immingham. Traffic for the docks naturally tends to fluctuate depending on the type of shipping in the port. Here we see a Class 101 heading west towards Greatcoats. The smaller stations on the route have only an approximately hourly service. In December 1987, the crossing was converted to barriers, controlled by Marsh Junction laws. A few days after this was shot, this 102-year-old Great Central Box was dismantled as part of modernization. Continuing our journey west, we see Roxton Sidings Box. How quaint to see a crossing still normally open to the railway because more trains use it than cars. The box is manned from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m, so don't drive down here afterwards. Not surprisingly, automatic half barriers are destined to appear soon. At Brocklesby, the furthest west covered in this section, 237s traverse the freight-only side of the Brocklesby-Alceby-Harborough Triangle. The BSC train is working loaded iron ore to Scunthorpe. The particularly ornate station, now boarded up, owed its existence to a high-ranking local landowner. The line behind the box is now out of use. Alceby station, served by Barton-on-Humber DMUs, is at the northern point of the triangle and has a number of very nice features, except for the bus shelter which has replaced the original buildings. The rail freight class 31 comes off the triangle from Brocklesby, heading for Lindsay Oil Refinery, or LOR as it is known locally. When Harborough Box, at the eastern point of the triangle, is closed, Alceby will gain increased responsibility. A great deal of contraction has taken place here, the box having no levers at the south end. A Leeds-bound petroleum train passes from LOR. The Barton-on-Humber line breaks away at the top left of the picture